just stood there and just jumped straight over. What are you doing? He was like, man, I was trying to jump outside. So I thought, well, you know, being smart and intuitive at the moment was a good thing, but he looked really silly on the field. But the final overtime game, it sticks out second to me other than the Arkansas game. Like 6 overtime, if I'm not mistaken. That game is obviously a rival with Alabama. The game started off, we should have blew them out, but then we kind of got up and got lackadaisical. And then, you know, Coach always says, you know, if you can beat a team, put them away early and don't give them life thinking they can hang with you. We did. And we got to the point where we're down to our 4th string running back, which was Corey Larkin, who came in the 5th overtime. I think he rushed about 15, 20 yards, made some big runs. And got us going because all the other running backs were coming off the field complaining about, you know, I'm cramping or I'm tired, you know. And it's one of the things I remember. You know, I wanted to spike the ball when the Tiger came into regulation, but then obviously we've been doing a 2-point conversion, and I don't even think we practiced any. So, you know, I was able to keep my wits about me. But I really enjoyed that game just because of the fact that it was Alabama, and it was one of the games that you always want to get to see because it's 5 overtime.
How important is it for this next players with all the legends, you know, players coming in, Dicussion and all these other guys, to set up for the future, you know, foundation of Coach Jones and where the program is going? You guys talk about that?
Yeah, I'll start with that. I'll like to inside as well. This next recruiting class, of which Jones has been very candid about it, is one of the most pivotal recruiting classes probably in the last 2 decades at the University of Tennessee. And, there is a talent gap between Tennessee and a lot of key places on its roster versus other teams in the SEC, with the exception of Tennessee's offensive line, which I think has probably 4 or 5 NFL players on it right now. But the Legends class is a really big key. But I think Coach Jones has been smart about shifting away from talking about it just being a legacy class and selling players on the idea of building a new legacy at Tennessee. So it doesn't matter if you had a relative play here. That's great. They want to get all of those people. But if you didn't have a relative play here, like Jalen Hurts, then they still want you to come in and be a part of a new legacy. And I think that's been a really savvy way of selling things. But in terms of getting a guy like Ty Kelly, who's a top 60 national player, is going to all these camps. He's been in Atlanta recently. He's got multiple invitations to National High School All-Star games. You can't put a price tag on the worth of having a guy that can peer recruit for you because he's not bound by NCAA regulations. So coaches have a certain number of phone calls that they are allowed to make. They can talk to kids on Facebook, but they can't direct message them on Twitter. They can't text message them right now. And so having a guy like Ty Kelly, who's a top 60 national player, and then getting Jalen Hurts right behind that, and starting it off with Big Morton on Christmas Day, those are 3 really big keys for Tennessee in terms of peer recruiting, because it's positive peer pressure, and that's the way those guys see it. And that's why Tennessee's right in the thick of things for Dylan Bates, Bill Bates' son. He's a top 20 national player, and he's the #1 or #2 linebacker in the country. He said that Tennessee is his leader. He's been very upfront about that. He couldn't be here this weekend, but I